Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Layton. For the past few weeks, I have been crafting up a portrait of my sister. This is the inspo pic we're working with. I took this photo of my sister after work one day and she was all sweaty and gross. And I took that photo because I actually have a portrait done of myself that my parents commissioned an artist and she painted it. But my parents never gave one to Lucy. So I figured I will create a portrait for my sister. But let's go into the video. You guys can see what it looks like there. Okay, so I first started off by printing out pictures to scale on my canvas, and then we used pencils and created our own tracing paper. It's time to start tracing. So then I took all of those pictures and realigned them to fit on the canvas and placed Lucy right in the center of the canvas. And then I took a pen and started tracing the parts of Lucy's outline, her arms, her shirt, all of her little detailing and bracelets and hair, literally everything. This part is quite tedious, but I did it while watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. All right, now before we start oil painting, I need to crack a window because if any of you guys know, the solvent can be like toxic or something. I don't know. We're gonna start painting now. Unfortunately, I don't have like an easel that would make my life a lot easier. I'm gonna specify something real quickly, guys. I have not even touched oil paint since the summer of 2023. So this is definitely like a shot in the dark, but also I have faith in myself, and so should you guys. We're gonna start with derp here. That's Lucy's like little toy she's holding. So I first started off by mixing yellow and white to create Derp's fluffy little yellow body. I honestly found that painting Derp was the most therapeutic and less stress-inducing part of this whole process. I then moved on to doing his little feetsies, which are orange, obviously, as you can see. And I also did his little hair thingy at the top of his head. I don't know what that's called on the chicken. And then I did his beak. Then I added in shading to where Lucy was holding him. Guys, so apparently my camera battery died, but this is where I left off. This is how Derp is starting to look. I do, however, though, have to go right now. And if I remember correctly, you're supposed to put oil paints in the refrigerator. However, I don't want to contaminate everything else in my refrigerator. Hi, everyone. It's actually the next day. I painted Lucy's legs yesterday night. I'm not gonna lie. I was eating takeout and then I FaceTime should I say my boyfriend? So I didn't get any video, but this is what they're looking like today. I think while Lucy and I are watching The Summer I Turned Pretty, I think I'm gonna start working on her hands. All right, so I hope no one's shocked, but I did not film the first part of Lucy's arm being painted because my camera batteries were dead. Anywho, you can see that I did her left arm first. We're just working on getting the colors in, and then I go through and actually like blend the colors together. That's kind of my process here, and you'll see this more as I continue to paint. But now we're getting into doing Lucy's left hand, or I guess technically Lucy's right hand. And oh my god, I literally didn't move the camera, so for most of these clips, you're just gonna see my hair, which is really annoying. I don't know why Past Layton didn't move the freaking camera, but whatever, you can kind of see it coming together here. Okay, now we've moved on to Lucy's actual left hand, and you guys are gonna see in fast motion me color blocking Lucy's arm. And by that, I mean I was taught to oil paint by dissecting the colors and then blending. So I'm first going in with the color that I believe is like the tannest, or maybe like the bigger of like the tan of her arms, and then we're gonna go in with some highlights. We might go in with a little bit more shadows in some places. Now for some reason when I took this photo of Lucy, it was 9:49 at night. It's pitch black outside. I think because of the lighting from Lucy's lamp mixed with Lucy's purple bedspread, we're getting some cools mixed with some warms mixed with some lights and some darks. So yes, the arm I'm currently painting is tanner than the other arm that I painted first, Lucy's technical right arm. However, I went off this photo, okay guys? So I don't know what else to tell you. But back to the painting, as you can see, we've been blending in Lucy's arm. It's starting to become one cohesive looking unified piece of arm. And then we add in Lucy's little arm crease, her little elbow armpit. All right, and then I guess we just jump right into Lucy's face. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I blacked out while doing Lucy's face because I was so worried. I feel like doing someone's face, you know, you have to get it right. This is Lucy's face, this is her moneymaker. But I just stuck to what I knew. I continued to color block, I blended. For some reason, I didn't film her entire face, and I think that's again because I was embarrassed that if I were to mess up, I just did not want this on camera. We're kind of getting Lucy's face put together. I definitely struggled getting the right colors in the right places. The first round of paint that I did, it came out too yellow, and then the second round of paint I made, it looked too pink. So I was just trying to get the right colors, honestly. Bear with me here because as you can see, I'm in full concentration mode in that right corner of the screen. Like I'm really focused and locked in here. Lucy was also very glowy post work, so I was trying maybe like to make it not too like sweaty glowy, but also show off her cheekbones, and her nose were very light, but like her forehead was pretty dark from her bronzer, and also just it being a forehead, it's naturally more tanner than the rest of the face. I also tried getting in like her smile lines as best as I could because it's not necessarily like a wrinkle, but it is, you know, like muscle there. Like there is part of her muscle that sticks out because she's smiling in the photo. So I was trying to do that as naturally as possible. Did I fail? Maybe, okay? Maybe. But you try painting a face. That's what I've been telling people, okay? This is a lot harder than it looks. So give me some creds, guys. Hi everyone, so it's been a hot minute since we've last painted and hung out together. I just moved Lucy into school, but we still have a lot to paint on her. This is where we left off last time. Her knees are done, her arms are done, not her hand, and her face was just getting started. Derp is not also finished either. I need to do his eyeballs. But otherwise, Lucy's coming along great. So I started off with this session doing her hand. I'm doing exactly what I've been talking about, going in with the darker first, then going in with the lighter colors like her skin tone. And as you can see actually in this photo here, some of Lucy's fingernails are not painted. I ended up painting all of her fingernails. The lavender color, I didn't want to give her like a half-ass manicure. But for the time being, I did leave some blank. Guys, so my camera battery died, and then I had to charge my other one, my backup camera battery. But I'll show you where we're at right now. So I got Lucy's face detailed some more. Did her hands. Her hands will be the death of me, and I'm so sorry those look so ugly. But I fixed up the inner of her leg. I did the hands. That's Lucy's face, a little bit more detailed. I definitely am gonna keep adding to her face. I feel like it's not fully done yet. So like I just said in that previous clip, I did work on Lucy's face. I continued adding more shadow and depth and contour while also adding in the sweat on Lucy's face. I'm just kidding, the highlights, I guess if you want to call it the classy way. I was just trying to also fix up the coloring because again, I felt like the first time I went in, it was too yellow, then it was too pink. So I'm just trying to like balance out Lucy's face here. Hi everyone, it's another day. I currently have some pimple cream on, so ignore those patches on my face if you don't mind. Now it's time to do the thing I think I'm dreading the least, which is her pants. Though there's not much jeans showing in this photo, I feel like having to mimic the texture of denim is gonna be super difficult, and I'm gonna wanna absolutely punch the wall. My palette is in fact stained, but I have white, cool black, blue. Let's make some jeans. Okay, so the jeans actually really weren't that hard to do. I was just being dramatic. Really, it's just a whole bunch of blues that are just layered on top of each other. What I did was I painted Lucy's whole butt/jean area blue, and then I went in with a lighter version of blue on the leg cuff, and then I went in with a darker blue to add in the shadows. There's also a seam going up the side of the pant leg, which I did include, and I did include a few of like the wrinkles and folds where like the jean is, I guess, or like how the jeans folded when she sat for the picture. However, the only thing I didn't do was I did not actually detail the denim itself. It's more of just like these are jeans, accept them as they are. They are not very detailed. So then I went back to Lucy's face. I started doing her eyebrows, and I not only messed up once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 freaking times. I wiped that brow clean. It was a good attempt, right? That's the great thing about art in general. You can make a mistake and wipe it clean and retry again. And instead of going back to her eyebrows, I went and did her eyes. Now, I hate doing the eyes on a portrait. They're just staring at you the whole time. But I figured, let me knock out these eyes. And honestly, I don't think I did a terrible job. I think this is a very awkward angle that Lucy's face is at. And so yes, her eyes do look a little odd, but whatever. And then I moved on to doing Derp's eyes, which his eyes are like his name. They are derpy looking. Hi everyone. It's like another few days later. I went to the gym. I got my laundry done. I went grocery shopping. I cleaned the house. It's time to work on this painting. My sister is mocking me. I hate looking at it unfinished. I'm gonna try and get as much done today. Ideally, I wanna get the shirt and the background done so that I can just do her hair, but we will see. Time to mix up some paint for her shirt. I don't know if me mixing paint is interesting, but I was pushing on this paint for dear life. I mean, seriously, this paint not only looked like poop, but it was not coming out. I was pushing, I was grunting, I was starting to sweat. But I used 2 different types of browns, actually 3 different types of browns and white, and I prefer to mix my paints with my paintbrush. That is an unpopular opinion, but as you can see, I'm going in right now. I'm color blocking like I always do, starting with the lights, the darks, getting in all of those creases and edges and everything that really is important before I start blending. Now, there is one thing that I do want to point out, and that is I'm not doing the wording on Lucy's shirt. One, because again, Lucy and I were just getting home from work at the restaurant that we work at. But number 2, I didn't want to have to deal with words on a t-shirt that are folded and crumpled and wrinkled. I didn't want to have to deal with that, TBH. And just like I didn't detail the jeans very deeply, I'm not going to be detailing every single strand of her hair. I'm also not detailing this shirt exactly like it. So that's what I'm doing here with this shirt. Again, I'm still just color blocking. This is a very long process, low-key, because it is such a large element of this painting. I low-key don't have much else to say about this t-shirt in general. This piece was actually very easy for me to put together. It was about the same difficulty level as Derp, and as you saw with Lucy's stuffed animal, I knocked that out of the park very easily and very quickly in one sitting and one go. And I did the exact same with this shirt. I did it literally in one sitting. There were very minor tweaks that I had to go back to afterwards, but again, those were like super minor. I think I did a really good job on showing off all of like the creases and wrinkles of Lucy's shirt. Even like the coloring, I feel like I got the coloring right, all of it. As you can see, the shirt is done for the most part. I'm not doing the words because that's gonna stress me the out. Instead though, I'm gonna start doing the background so that I can blend the shirt in, and then I'll save Lucy's hair for last because that needs to be blended in with the shirt. Now there are 2 things here that I did differently than the original photo. For one, the original background is Lucy's bedroom. However, I chose to do a vignetting, which is basically what you're seeing right here. It's where the object in the middle is the most bright, and then as you veer off towards the edges of the picture or the canvas, it's going to get darker or more pigmented. In this case, I chose to do the color lavender. Lucy's favorite color is lavender. Her nails are actually lavender in this photo, and I just thought it would be a nice way to illuminate Lucy and make her the focal point. The second thing I did differently was instead of using a paintbrush to blend in the darker lavender to the whites of Lucy, I chose to use a paper towel, and that is just a technique that I learned as an artist. Sometimes you just have to get creative. The background is done to my liking. Luckily, I still have sunlight, so I think what I'm gonna do is I am gonna start attempting to do Lucy's hair. Now, her hair and her shirt were the things that I was biting my nails over the most because, I don't know, it just makes me nervous. Now, because of the shirt's success, I got a little too overconfident and I did Lucy's hair way too dark on this first attempt. So I basically painted all this and then I scratched it all off. It was not the right shade for Lucy's hair, and also her forehead's looking like Dakota Johnson. Hi everyone, I'm back. So we just gotta fix Lucy's hair. And we gotta add all the wispy parts. And then I think we're finally done. I'm done with this painting.
So as you guys remembered, I did scratch off a lot of the paint last time, and I came in this time with an open mind. Now, here's the thing, right? I was told as an artist that there is never gonna be a true black on your canvas, right? But if you take a peek at this photo here of Lucy, her hair basically looks black. So I'm trying to think as an artist, like, okay, how can I do Lucy's hair while still showing that it's hair? Okay, well, I have to bring in highlights. But then the highlights, right, they're not like blonde, they're not like red, they're not blue. And you'll see after 3 hours of me attempting Lucy's hair, the final product in the next clip.
Guys, the moment you've been waiting for. It's finally done. Here, oh, it's wet at the bottom. Lucy on a canvas. Guys, the painting is done. I didn't show it much on that last clip because it was still wet, but here it is, all completed and dried. Oh, it's still a little wet. Oh my god, I just got paint on my shirt. Are you joking? Okay, well, now that I have a huge wet stain on my shirt right here, let's talk about my painting. Now, did I struggle? Yes, that's very clear. But did I mimic Lucy's derp quite correctly, and her knees and her arms? Yes. Did her hands flop? Yeah. Did I mess up her face? Only slightly. And her hair is another story. I mean, seriously, like, that's one of the reasons why I hate doing hair. It's so... I think I did a really good job on the shirt. I think I would honestly give this a solid, like, B. Maybe B+, like an 85, 86. Actually, I like the number 87. I'd give this project an 87%. That's it for this video. If you guys have any tips on how to oil paint better, let me know. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a like. I hope you guys are all having a lovely day wherever you are, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys.